Well, I had a different question, but it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're...
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term, because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and so
migrate.
why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want,
Okay.
because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know, want to call it the super far left, but don't tell me the left
Or maybe the super far right.
Well, he's talking about the left. Well, then
Okay, but we talked about that. I mean, I think we agree about the danger of the super far right, and I can't say it enough. I think they're the bigger threat.
In a lively back and forth, Bill Maher and Sunny Hostin debated the heated shift in what woke means today. Maher said that while the word used to show support for fairness and equality, especially in the Black community, it has now been twisted and turned into a political weapon. He claimed this change has only deepened the divide, stripping away its real meaning and turning it into something people fight over. But Hostin disagreed, saying the word still stands for justice and awareness, and there's no reason to let politics ruin it. Their sharp difference revealed a bigger struggle over how progressive ideas are shaped, and how hard it is to talk about social issues in a world that keeps getting more divided. Now, let's break down how Bill Maher took on and challenged woke Sunny Hostin.
I wanted to ask you about that, because I think you're almost a free speech absolutist. You believe totally in the right to say what you believe, but I think a lot of us were disturbed to see terrorist flags being waved on American college campuses, and seeing this a generation that some I think genuinely care about the plight of the Palestinians. I think most Americans do. But some who seem to be embracing a terrorist organization over the nation of Israel. What do you make of this moment? What do you think it's a result of? How do we fix it?
Well, I mean, it's just astounding to me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. I mean, just morally. I mean, let me tell you, if you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. And I'm not talking about while the war is on. I mean, before the war. Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv, a place that has your values. I mean, women have this is a show watched by a lot of women. Women have no rights in this place, and a lot of majority Muslim countries around the world. I mean, there is no equal rights as far as speech, dress, opportunities for education, reproductive rights, freedom from sexual violence, freedom from sexual harassment.
The LGBTQ community as well.
Yes. You that too. But you throw around the term apartheid. There is a gender apartheid in a lot of the world, where women are second-class citizens at best.
His criticism comes from seeing some left-leaning groups quietly or openly back groups like Hamas, which he says go against core values because of their harsh treatment of women and minorities. His worry isn't just about politics. It's about what he sees as a clear moral double standard, where support is given to groups that don't believe in fairness or basic rights. He warns that by doing this, the left may damage its image and push away its supporters. He calls it a break from the past ideals that once shaped liberal thought, like standing up for human rights and pushing back against harsh rule. Sunny Hostin, however, didn't agree with how Maher presented things. She said it's important to look deeper when judging these positions. She admitted the left has many views, but backing the Palestinian cause doesn't mean agreeing with Hamas. She pointed out that most activists stand with innocent people under occupation, not with violent groups. She stressed that calling out bad actors shouldn't erase the bigger push for rights and justice.
You notice what I've noticed, but I find that oftentimes when I'm watching the news, I'm only getting portions, because one of the things that happens, I was listening to you talk about the kids that had the Hamas flags. it reminded me of when people were saying Antifa is there, you know, and doing it. So bad players show up and make stuff happen. But do you find that the view that we're being shown seems to be meant to guide us into thinking about people one way, when in fact it may be a much bigger conversation?
Oh, of course. I mean, the media is always going to just chase what is interesting to watch. I mean, I used to be able to watch the nightly news, for example. I can't do it. I mean, first of all, it should be called, here's some video we found that's fun to watch. That's not the news.
Yeah.
You know, like anything that happens on a plane. Like the plane skidded off the runway, so what? Call me when anybody died, and it's not, the door fell off. Okay. I'm sorry.
I understand the door falling off, but you don't want to be up in the air.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. That one I needed to know.
Okay.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And then by the time you get to the last segment, it's just, you know, the bears in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
You know, it's just nothing.
Yeah.
And it's narrative over truth. You know,
Yes,
I mean, it's not like when I hear people talk on either side of it, I always think they're lying. They're just telling me half of it.
Yeah.
And I never trust them anywhere until I check out the other half.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's tedious.
Yeah.
You know, I just want one place, and of course it's my book and my show.
As the video goes on, Bill Maher strongly called out the media, saying it feeds division and encourages group thinking by focusing on dramatic stories instead of fair and honest reporting. He believes most big news networks care less about sharing real facts and more about stirring conflict just to get more viewers and spark outrage. He slams this behavior as a clear break from true journalism, saying media groups often skip or hide stories that don't fit the picture they want to show, leaving people misled about what's really happening. Maher doesn't hold back, saying the press has dropped its duty to inform people fairly and instead now spreads anger on purpose to keep the public upset and split. He demands that media return to real values, stop pushing drama, and start telling the truth, warning that if they keep this up, the public will stay confused, angry, and divided.
We're talking about your new book, which
Yes.
looks at 20 years of your editorials re-edited and reimagined
Right.
in time for Father's Day. What do you want people to take away from reading it?
Yeah.
Well, I think I think we're tribal now, which is not good. And I think there's 4 tribes. Basically, there's old school liberals, which I would mostly count myself as, old school conservatives. There's still some of those
You've
left.
changed, though.
Wait, what are the other two?
Go ahead.
Well,
What are the other two?
well, that's what that's what I was trying to find out in this book. I don't think I have. And you know, we were saying in the break, we have to come up with a new word for woke. Let's have a contest, because this is a word that's triggering. But I mean, those concepts that are different than they were 5 years ago. I mean, we used to do. Well, you did it. I was a guest on the what was the homeless show?
Comic Relief, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You were great show.
Yeah.
And homeless was a term that I thought we kind of came up with because people were calling them bums and
Yes.
vagrants and hobos.
Yeah, now that's
homeless.
the word.
Now, no.
It's unhoused.
Well, it's people
Unhoused.
experiencing
Unhoused.
homelessness. But they're experiencing it on the street.
Yeah.
Okay, the liberal view of that was for compassion's sake. We're the liberals. We're compassionate. Let's get these people off the street. That's not the view of the whatever word we're going to come up with for this. Their view of the homeless is they're an endangered species that needs to be protected in their natural habitat, living their best life under a bridge. You know, that to me is crazy. That's the kind of things. I haven't changed on that. I still think we should get these people off the street. That's the compassion sake. So I didn't change. They changed. And there's lots of examples of that.
And finally, Bill Maher shared his sharp view of today's politics, calling it a battleground run by stubborn, divided groups that value loyalty more than real discussion. He splits the scene into 4 major sides: classic liberals, old-fashioned conservatives, and 2 newer camps that often take extreme positions on cultural issues. He says these rising groups have traded open thinking for strict belief systems, pushing people to pick sides and shut out anyone who questions the group's ideas. Maher makes it clear this mindset is a harmful move backward. He warns that if we don't let go of group loyalty and return to honest, thoughtful conversations, we'll stay trapped in echo chambers, cut off from the truth and from each other. This was a strong episode of The View, full of debate and different views. If you liked it, please hit subscribe. It really helps the channel. We'll be back with more engaging videos soon. Thanks again for watching.